Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So we got the patch today, some cool new stuff there, including a lot of cosmetic upgrades, but the other cool stuff we always get with patches is data mines, and boy are there some interesting data mines here. So we're going to go through all the stuff we are seeing in the current data mines. If you want to check out any of the stuff we're talking about, check the link in the description below for SnapFan. They're a great source for all this information, and I appreciate what they do because it's cool to get a look at this ahead of time. So, first thing is first. Snap packs. What is this? This, I think, is probably the most exciting potential thing that we're seeing here. Snap Packs event. Win games to open packs. Win games, earned rewards, guaranteed Series 5 card. Every pity counter, packs to go, Snap Pack charge available. Win games to turn energy into packs. Black Friday sale. So this is probably just stuff like in their code related to Snap Packs. We did see from Sank, he posted a little bit on Discord that, at least from what they're seeing, it sounds like Snap Packs are going to be maybe kind of like Nexus events, but instead of having to pay money, you just play the game. For those who aren't familiar with Nexus events, I'm actually going to feature a whole little breakdown of what Nexus events were, hopefully sometime in the not too distant future for like the Snap History series. Because yeah, Nexus events were a huge controversial thing in the beta of the game. The TLDR was when they were still trying to figure out how to introduce new cards outside of Series 3 into the game. They tried to use this very gacha-based mechanic called Nexus events, which were effectively like loot boxes with pretty bad odds that you could pay gold to open and get a chance at the new cards. That went over really poorly. They ended up scrapping it, and that's how we got the other acquisition systems we saw after launch, including like the original one with like the tokens, with the low cash rate odds, and then eventually the Spotlight Cash system. So this sounds awesome. Like, this actually sounds like maybe one of the best things they could add to this game. It's no secret that it is difficult to keep up with like all the releases in Snap. They don't make it cheap. So anything that gets more cards into the hands of more players without having to open up your wallet is a pretty big dub for the game. A while ago, Glenn Jones mentioned, I think on a podcast, that what if they wanted to create a card like Inverse Iron Fist, where instead of it bumping the card to the left, it bumped the card to the right. That's not really a card they could realistically put in Spotlight Caches, because it's just not like unique or exciting enough to really justify the position there, but it could be something they want to experiment with or make at some point in time. So like, how do they get cards like that to the players? And I think that these Snap Packs things could be a really good way to do that, where they put in cards that, you know, you probably wouldn't want to be opening in a Spotlight Cache, but could still be a fun addition to the game and add to players' collections. So we'll have to wait and see for more full details about this, but this sounds really cool. Here's hoping it lives up to the excitement there. We also got some updates to cards that are going to be coming in the next few months, as well as a look at some of the ones that are going to be joining us in the November season. Before we look at those cards specifically, though, I do want to call out some cards that I think could be involved in either the Snap Packs or maybe the return of Deadpool's Diner, because these seem like cards that I don't think they would feature in Spotlight Caches, or it seems less likely, but they still probably want to get them out to the player base somehow, so one of those two release methods is how I think it'll happen. The first of which is Agony. Agony is a 1/2. After you play a card here, merge this with it. So the merge mechanic's always been kind of interesting because it will re-triggers like location stuff. So this is a pretty neat design. It's like relatively simple. Again, not a card you'd probably want to be paying a bunch of resources for, but just as like a neat little thing to add to the game as a bonus, that could be a fun addition. In that same vein, we have some other Spider-Man characters here in Tombstone and Uncle Ben. Tombstone is a 4/6 that reads, costs 1 if an enemy card was destroyed last turn. So pretty much similar to Miles Morales. 4 cost, 6 power, but goes down to 1 if the condition is met. And I think it's a pretty thematic condition here, since Tombstone's kind of like the mafia boss. Another one where I don't think this is a card people will be excited about in like a cache or something, but if they're getting it for free, yeah, like I could see this being a fun card to mess around and play with. And then Uncle Ben got an update. So this is a card that was data mined very, very long ago. No one knew when or if it was coming out or if it was just like a joke placed in the files because they know players data mine and whatnot. Uncle Ben used to be a 1/2 that when this card is destroyed, it would add Spider-Man to your hand. When this was made, actually, we had old Spider-Man 2, the one that shut down locations, but now it's finally gotten an update, and now it is a 1/2, when this card is destroyed, replace it with Spider-Man, which I think makes a lot more sense for the design. It's very thematic. Uncle Ben dies, Spider-Man pops out. Yeah, I think this is super cool, and maybe this is something where you could see this in like a symbiote-focused deck, where the symbiote eats up Uncle Ben and then Spidey pops out. So that's a cool one. And again, another one where it's like, it follows the pattern here of a card that I don't think they would want to necessarily sell directly, but could be better through one of these new acquisition systems. It's worth noting none of these cards are featured in the current Spotlight data mines. So unlike other new releases or new cards we see via data mines, these aren't showing up anywhere in the Spotlight cache system, which kind of reinforces that they might be a different method of acquisition. They're also themed to the upcoming seasons, right? Like next season is the Spider season. Tombstone and Uncle Ben are thematic for that. And then the season following that is the Symbiote season, which would be very thematic for Agony. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that, but I really hope this is something they do because I think adding more cards to the game without necessarily making the game more and more expensive, it's probably the best thing a game like Marvel Snap could do. With that out of the way, let's look at some of the changes to the upcoming cards as well as the new ones that have gotten added. Arana got changed. She was previously a 2/2. Now she's a 1/1. Activate, give the next card you play +2 power and move it to the right. We're still waiting for a little bit of clarification on just exactly how Activate works, but we know what we do know is that you can hold down on the card in order to activate it. I'm assuming you're going to be able to time this, so it activates between your card play order depending on when you do it. We don't know that for sure. We also don't know if Activate can be activated the turn when it gets played, or if you have to play it and then activate it next turn. I'd lean towards the second one there, but again, we just don't know, and we'll probably get some further clarification for that right before the new season drops with Activate Symbiote Spider-Man. Another card that got changed here is Madam Web, keeping the original ability that we saw before of ongoing. You can move one of your other cards away from here each turn. However, she was bumped down from a 2/3 to a 2/1. Still a really, really powerful effect, but now you have to take a little bit of a hit on the body for it, which I think makes reasonable sense. So those are the only cards that were updated in terms of changes for the upcoming season, but the Symbiote season also had some updates as well, with Misery being changed from a 5/10 to a 4/7, and Scream being gifted an extra point of power. There was another cost reduction too in Toxin, who went from a 3/2 to a 2/1. These cards look incredibly pushed. The Symbiote cards just seem real busted, if you ask me. There is more time for them to potentially adjust them more. This might just be them testing out what these forms are like to see if they're too strong or not. But I think the Symbiote season it already looked really strong, and now it looks even stronger. So I'm curious to see if these cards will actually release like this because, well, it seems like it could be a pretty big change in the game if they do. Then we got some new cards for the Asgard season, which is going to be taking place in November. First up being Furnace Wolf. This card seems nuts. 2 cost, 3 power, activate. Resurrect the highest power, discarded, or destroyed enemy card to your side of this location. Can anyone say Shang-Chi's new BFF? Depending on how Activate works, assuming you can sequence it where you Shang them into Activate the Wolf, this seems very broken. This seems insanely broken. Again, cards this much further out often do get changed or might get changed, so they're not as crazy as we first see them. But in the current form, yeah, this card seems busted. This card seems incredibly powerful. You could run it in like a deck trying to destroy your opponent's stuff, or you could do it in like a discard your opponent's stuff kind of deck with something like Silver Samurai or Black Bolt. So yeah, that one seems very, very powerful. We have Frigga, but we don't have any information on what she is doing yet. Gore the God Butcher is apparently going to be our Season Pass card. He's a 6-cost, -3 power with ongoing, +2 power for each on-reveal card in play. This seems broken. This seems insanely broken. You know, on the surface, you might be like, oh, well, he has negative power and you got to play a lot of on reveals. This is for both players. And if Ajax has been any indication of how strong extra power is from things that count both sides of the board, Gore seems like it is going to be a super duper strong 6-drop. Also, new Mr. Negative staple for sure. Just being a 0/6 with this effect when Negative already plays all these other on reveals just seems absolutely nutty. Super strong Season Pass card there. We have Malekith, another one where we don't have any information on it just yet. Then Surtur, 3/3. After you play a card with 10+ power, this gains +4 power. So this is like a card I feel like they designed specifically for the Scar archetypes. The idea with this being you play this on turn 3. You play a 10 power card on turn 4. It pumps it up to a 3/7. Then you play a 10 power card on turn 5. It pumps it up to a 3/11. And you have 2 other things that are 10 power, so Scar ends up being free. I think this seems like a huge, huge boost to any deck that is trying to do Scar shenanigans. So, pretty neat design there. You love to see it. Then there's King Itiri, a 5/3 with on reveal, give the next card you play +4 power. This is another one where we don't know where this is coming from. It's not in any of the spotlights that we can currently see, but it did get some text change, so maybe it will be coming in one of these seasons. We'll take a brief look here at the spotlight weeks as well to help people out with their planning. Silver Sable, Mockingbird, and Agent being the first spotlight of the coming September month. I don't think any of these have changed from the ones we already knew. So far, they've been pretty good about keeping these the same. Seems like a really, really good week, though. A lot of people missed US Agent the first time around. Mockingbird is still an all-star, and Silver Sable looks like she could take the throne for maybe just the best 1-drop in the game. She seems really busted and can go in a lot of decks. Then we have Madam Web, Silk, and Alioth in week 2. Arana, Miss Marvel, and Sage in week 3. Scarlet Spider, Scar, and White Widow rounding out the final week of the September season. October, we have Scream, Man-Thing, and Mobius. Then Misery, War Machine, and Namora. Scorn, Jean Grey, and Sebastian Shaw. Toxin, Zabu, and Elsa Bloodstone. And closing that one out with Anti-Venom, Supergiant, and Ghost Spider. And then for the new cards we just looked at coming in November, we have Furnace Wolf, Annihilus, and Werewolf by Night. Frigga, Athena, and Valentina. Malekith, Red Guardian, and Copycat. And the final week, it seems like we only know 2 of them in Havoc and Legion. There are also a huge amount of new split and reveal effects on cards that have been data mined. So, you know, we've known for a while that they've been planning to do a bunch of new split effects, and now we actually get a preview at them, and there are some really freaking cool ones. We have this, like, shiny, cutting Wolverine one. We have the spider web. There's this water one. I'm not even sure what this one is, but it's shiny. Like kind of a hypnotist background there. Different colors of it. Bananas, the Hitmonkey split of choice for people. I love the bananas. Deadpool's Diner Doodles. This like copper metallic one. It's like, I don't even know what to call this one. There's just some really neat ones. They're really upping their game on the things you can do to customize your cards, and I think that's super cool. We have the Ben Brode certified split here with the flannel. We have different versions of the prism effect that we got changed in the patch yesterday. A bunch of different colors for that, which I think people will end up liking. And then secondary effects. There are a bunch of cool secondary effects that are being added too. So we can see like the Wolverine from Deadpool's Diner, the space one, bananas, little Deadpool logo, snowflakes, pizza, pixel, paw print, different color pixel, hearts, and then the little second dinner FUD logo. We also have some new albums joining the game. I don't think this is super new information, but good to get out there for those who haven't seen it yet. The gang's all here, so Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, which can get you the Me and the Boys emo, as well as this Goblin variant. Pretty cool. I kind of dig that one. Another Venomized album for all the Venomized fans out there. This one rewards a Venomized Wolverine, as well as the Lethal Crier emote, and that one's coming at the beginning of October. We got some new album rewards that have been data mined here for Thor, Doctor Doom, Silk, and Silver Surfer. There's some promo variants for Juggernaut and Loki. Typically, the promo ones have either been Twitch drops or sometimes through the whale track on the Second Dinner website. I imagine that's where the Loki will be, because I don't think they've ever given out a Series 4 or 5 card via Twitch drop promotional stuff before, where I think they have done that on the website, at least with some Series 4s. There's also a promotional Jean Grey as well. Got some more information about the League Pass. It looks like it is going to be for premium leagues, which are coming in the future, and it's essentially going to be a $5 pass, similar to the Gold Pass, that will get you into the higher reward track tier for leagues. So I think a lot of the leagues they're going to do are going to be more cosmetics focused for free, and then if you opt to buy in to compete on the League Pass, maybe you'll get some progression focused rewards instead. We have some new locations in Yggdrasil and Valhalla. Yggdrasil is after each turn, give all cards at another location +1 power. So it's kind of like one of the ones we already have where it buffs them at one location, but now it's spreading the buffs outward. And then Valhalla, after turn 4, repeat the on reveal abilities of cards here. Seems like a pretty neat one. Some new Ultimate variants are coming for Bucky Barnes and X-23, as well as a Conquest variant for Jane Foster. We also can see the card backs for the upcoming Symbiote and Gore seasons here for Venom, Carnage, Gore, and Surtur. And some more character albums, which I think we've already looked at in the past, but for Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage. Really been liking the character albums as of recent, so I hope they keep these going. And the last main thing we get to take a look at here is bundle data mines. So, September 3rd through October 1st, the monthly bundle is featuring Ghost Spider, as well as 3,500 credits and some boosters for $20. We have the Spun from Soul bundle from the 3rd to the 10th of September, including a matte black and cosmic red border, the Wu Nyang Silk, 2 spotlight keys, 3K collector's tokens, 2K gold, bunch of boosters for the low price of $100. Sheesh. Then the Eternally Enraged Hulk bundle from the 4th to the 8th of September for $10, featuring 700 credits and 700 gold. The Dreams Come True Spider-Woman bundle from the 6th to the 11th for 6K gold, including a spotlight key and 2,500 credits. As well as the Magnetic Matcha David Nakayama Polaris with 2,400 credits for $15. Pride Before the Fall from the 13th to the 18th, featuring the Inhyuk League Kitty Pride 3K collector's tokens for 3,500 gold. Then we have Feline Fancy from the 14th to the 18th, featuring Black Cat, 1,000 credits, 3K gold for $30. The Muse of Magic Sarah bundle from the 17th to the 21st, featuring the Justnia Sarah, 4K credits for $25. Groot with the little Iron Man helmet, I Am Iron Groot bundle from the 19th to the 22nd, featuring 3K credits for 2,400 gold. See You Space Pirate with the Star-Lord Luciano Vecco variant, 2,400 gold for $20. The Craven Satisfied from the 28th to the 1st of October for $10, including 1,200 gold, as well as the variant. Saved Your Bacon from the 22nd to the 26th, featuring Spider Ham, 3K collector's tokens, and 700 gold for $35. Nanotech Ronin Silver Samurai with a Spotlight Key and 2K gold for $50. And the Mind Over Munch Venomized Psylocke with 2,400 credits for $15. They also have some of these mystery offer bundles, but we're not going to dive super deeply into those, as generally they aren't super value, and I don't think many players find them as appealing as the exclusive bundle variant ones. And then we have new variants. So yeah, every patch we get to see a bunch of new variants. Some variants we've already seen get release dates. Really cool art here. I think they have some absolute bangers that I'm excited to see join the game. It's always nice seeing these, but in general, in review, a lot of cool information here. The thing I'm definitely most excited about, though, is that snap packs idea, because that sounds like just one of the best things they could ever do to introduce more cards into the game without actually making it more expensive. So here's hoping all that works out. That's going to wrap it up for this video, though. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What are you most excited for in terms of like the new cards, other new features, all that kind of stuff? And if you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.